Welcome to ShareControl, your workspace in the cloud. In this video, we'll go through the steps you need to follow after you've installed the add-in to SharePoint. Please note that ShareControl IFRS 16 has a guide at the end related to the calculation file that is not relevant for the other add-ins. The library is set up after the installation, and you can create new, hide, and remove libraries under Settings. Please note that Contract and IFRS 16 also include library categories for non-IFRS 16 contracts under the Library menu in Settings. We will now demonstrate how to set up a new library. Go to the Library menu in Settings and select the relevant category for creating a library. Please review the metadata of the library. Then write the name of the new library and press the plus button to create it. If you want to hide a suggested library, press the eye icon at the right end of the library. All the hidden libraries are under the drop-down menu Choosing Existing, and you can unhide them by clicking on them. If you want to change the name of a library, click the pencil icon on the right and click the Save button when the change is completed. Press the green button to update. This takes a bit of time. The next thing you need to do is to go to the Metadata menu in Settings to choose your metadata to be used. If metadata is not selected, the sorting functionality will be less effective. The following metadata should be set up before you start to register a contract or a board document. Company. Register the legal entity in the group that is part of a lease agreement. Year to be covered by the archive. Department. Register the department in which the contract belongs to facilitate reconciliation and transfer of files. Currency comprises all relevant currencies for contracts. Contract type for sorting different types of contracts. You're now ready to register your first contract or board document. Click on the library where you want to register the contract or the board document, and then click on the New Item button and start registration of all relevant data. After the relevant data has been registered, you can upload the contract using the Upload Files functionality in the cogwheel. It's always possible to go back and edit the metadata. If metadata is edited after folders are created, metadata in libraries will be automatically updated. It's important to remember that if the metadata is deleted, all folders that referred to it will also be updated with an empty field. The remaining presentation related to the IFRS 16 solution. In IFRS 16, there is additional metadata that needs to be completed. Discount rate category is used to sort contracts that have different discount rates based on the length of the contract and geographical domain. Lease category is used to sort the contracts for classification of ROU assets in footnote disclosures. Type of lease adjustment is the regular type of a change in future lease payments caused by a change in an index or a rate used to determine those payments. Currency is used for currency translation, both for foreign operation and for contracts in a different currency than the functional currency of the entity. Please use the same abbreviation used by the bank, accounting system of updated currency rates. Regarding contract registration in ShareControl solution, if you have multiple contracts, we do recommend that you contact us for our Excel-based import template. The registration picture in IFRS 16 appears as follows. Follow the instruction and register the contract details as required. You can always get help by clicking the question mark. You cannot save the contract before all required data for the IFRS 16 calculation is registered. We do recommend storing the contract as a draft the first time and not publishing the contract. This makes it easier to make changes to the initial registration. To facilitate the review, we do recommend to upload the lease contract and the last invoice from the lessor. The contract name should be a unique name for that contract. For example, the name or address of the leased property, type and registration number of the leased car. This makes it easy to identify the contract later. A tip is to register one contract and use this contract to register other similar contracts by using the copy without files functionality. Before saving the copy of the contract, remember to change the data that is different from the data of the same field in the copied contract. Before you register a significant number of contracts, please review the contract in the calculation file. Download the calculation file from here or in an email received from us. Upload the calculation file under the calculation library and set the parameter you would like to use. We recommend that you store a copy of the calculation file for each financial close period. Open the calculation file and open the library for those contracts you would like to calculate. Set the link by clicking the Export to Excel button and follow the instructions. Save it as a new worksheet and it will appear in your calculation file. Update the calculation by clicking Update Leases to see the result and use the date selector to view the relevant period. You need to repeat this process for each library that has the contracts you would like to see in the calculation. But this process only needs to be done one time for each library. You don't need to repeat this process after you register a new contract or changes in an already linked library. But remember to click on the Update Leases button to update calculations with the changes you have made and new leases you have registered. This was the quick guide on how to get started. You'll find the full user guide and the complete instruction video user guide in Lookup. We are, of course, here to help for any questions you may have, and assistance in the first month is free.